Here's what a lovely spot. This is where I'm going to start today. Springwater Park in Whitefield. River Irwell, about 300 yards higher upstream. The River Roch joins, and I'll make my way up there. Sand martins are out in full force, lovely and noisy. They're nesting just in that banking there. There's my finger. You can see it, you don't need my finger. Just there on the right. I'm going to fish these runs here and make my way up the right hand side of that island. And I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to do a bit of talking today, a bit of fishing, have a little bit of a catch up. Nice to see you all again. Here I am in the park. Look at that. Can't wait. Let's go and catch some fish, hopefully. So, I fished this run behind me with no joy, sadly. I'll just turn it, there we go. A lovely bit of water. I started right at the bottom of that run and I used this lure. Let me find it, there we go. That lure there, the white and orange one. When they start off in this river, they're nice and white. And by the time they're finished, they're nice and brown because of all that lovely gunk on the riverbed. They're that colour and they're turned orange, but I use a red Sharpie sometimes to just put a red tail on the white lures, which I think gets a better bite attraction. These are my options now. I can use a little 5cm lure, back on those. One of these, I don't know what you call them really, it's not a paddle tail, like a leaf tail. Might go on one of these little 5-gram single hook spoons. There's a load of rubbish in there. Or I might use one of these creature baits. But I've never really used these creature baits on the Irwell before, but it's about time I did. So, no joy in that run. No joy in this pool here. I fished it up to the end of this gravel bar. I'm going to head off now upstream. You'll join me in a minute at the pool of the confluence of the River Roch and the River Irwell, which in the past, famous last words, in the past I've had some lovely fish from there. And earlier this season a pal of mine had a fish, I've forgotten how much it weighed now, I think it was £7 something, but caused a bit of a stink because he caught it on maggots in the while he was coarse fishing for Grayling. And some people didn't like the fact that he put a picture of it on the internet, but hey ho, you can't please everybody. Fish is a fish, and anything from this river should be celebrated, and it was a lovely fish. And it's a lovely river, but there's not that many fish in it. But there. There we go, lovely fish. Let's let him go. There we go, in the water. Let him get his strength back. And off it goes. Nice and happy. Just sitting there. Having to recover it in the stream, in the flow. I love fishing. Right then, well that's me, I'm done for today. But I'm going to come back, and this isn't the end of the film. So the next bit is going to be more chatting. There we go, that's a lovely, and that is what I caught it on. A very simple 1 gram jig head, a 4 centimetre little curly tail in olive green. But it came from that deeper water up there, which is waist deep, and I only wear waist waders, so I'd actually gone as far as I was going to, and I was on last cast before I turned round and came home. So that's a bit of a success. I'm going to come back, and you can join me in part 2. I'm going to come back with, I think, some maggots and a trotting rod and see what it was that was rising all the time in the junction pool of the Roch and the Irwell. Well, there we go. That was good fun. Nothing in the shallow water, nothing in the faster runs. As soon as I got to a deeper pool, hit a fish. But I do think that, look at my glasses all skew with, look at that. There we go. I do think as soon as I get some maggots and a stick float, I'll find out what those fish are in that junction pool. But I do think that they were small grayling, because they were very splashy, as they were far more splashy than a trout. So trout just tends to come up and that's it. These fish were making a good splash every single time, so I got a suspicion that they're grayling. Anyway, with the magic of mobile phones and the magic of YouTube and the internet, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off I go. And I'll be back in a minute. Needs another shot. Well, told you. The landing net's up there. Oh look, I'll tell you. Looks like a grayling, yeah. No, I don't need it. Hello again. So that was a nice grayling on the stick float. Second cast on the River Irwell. That was quite pleasing. But we didn't stay long because we only had an hour or so. The school holidays, I had to go and pick up the kids. And also it was red hot and Phil and I were suffering. So it was quite a pleasurable couple of sessions there. A little explore up through Springwater Park on the Lowes, and then come back for an hour the next day in the blazing heat with a few maggots and a stick float. We had a grayling second cast, and after that I fished on for another half hour and then nothing. So that's the end of this video, and as you can see behind me here, I'm not on the River Irwell anymore. I'm at Drinkwater Park Lake behind my house, and this is where the next video is going to come from. I've got a bit of my old carp gear, travelling light with the old Aldi rucksack on my bike. I'm going to fish. There we go. Right, that peg furthest behind me, just on the edge of the bushes there. And I came down last night with Tommy, and we had 2 hours and nothing, which is what I expected, because these pegs take a little bit of feeding up before they start to produce. So it might take 2 or 3 days. I'm not worried about that. It's 6:30 in the morning. It rained overnight. Oh, there's the coots. It's lovely and quiet down here at this time of the day. And I'm going to have a little fish and see what we can catch. So join me in the next video, and we'll see how we get on. Thank you. Nice to see you all again.